And then Melody did finish her school. University in Germany is free. Basically, that was our decision that she would go over. So I got rid of my baby.
Yes, the youngest one was leaving. And
the youngest.
Remember say, girl no eat veggies, right? Remember that, right? Me look on you and me say, what the heck is this? What the hell is this? So I had customers coming and like there's nothing written on them, it's just the vegetable by itself. Imagine me have to ask the customer and what of them are buying. And you know me break my heart. Car wash belly gone. And
no, it didn't break my heart, no, but it was a bit hard, of course, you know.
Me make our immune system go down too.
And then to get up from the bed, I was sitting already, just to get up, I had to call Richie to pull me up, you know. I could not get up. Chikungunya is an African word, I don't know which of the African languages, and basically means like walking like an old man. Because what you do, you cannot straighten up. You cannot, it's impossible. I mean, you are really,
you're slouching.
Literally slouching.
And you see, our wash belly go, she nearly get paralyzed. I'm shocked. Hey my lovelies, it's your girl Mel. Welcome back to my channel, and we are here with mommy. So I already know, say it's another story time with mommy. Story time with mommy. Story time with mommy. Anyways, we are in the year of
2014 still.
Yes,
because it was a very eventful year, obviously. We have gone to changing our restaurant place over the murder of my, if you want, adopted son. And now we are in August. And a very nice thing happened in August 2014. On the 21st, our twinsies were born. If you remember, I told you the story when Nikki kind of made me know that there's another pregnancy and kind of surprised us with the how you call them, sonogram picture, where there were 2 little dots instead of 1. And so on that date they were born by cesarean, I have to say, because I mean it was like twins, I guess. And of course that was a very, very positive vibes for us, without, especially as throughout that month, if you remember, that was when Blue Balls got murdered, and I had to take care of all that business, and it was really, really hard. So I mean, of course they were in Germany, so for us it was just seeing some pictures and nothing else, and that was a little bit rough. But anyhow, it brought the number of my grandchildren at that point in time up to 5. 4 of them were for Nikki, 1 for Aljoschar. But I mean, we have some years to come, you know. And so we passed the August with all these preparations for Blue Balls, cremation and sending over. And then Melody did finish her school with, I have to say, some, how you call it, Noten.
Grade?
With good grades, actually. And we had decided that, you know, in Jamaica, university cost a fortune, and we could not afford that. Now, seeing that she is a German with a German passport, we decided she would go over to Germany and try to get a place in the university there, because basically university in Germany is free. You do not pay a cent for it. If you, once you have your grades and you are accepted, you can enter and do what you have to do. Of course, you would have to find some way to earn some money maybe, or some living. But basically that was our decision, that she would go over. So I got rid of my baby.
Yes, the youngest one was leaving the nest.
The youngest one, and can you imagine, at that point in time, in 2014, I had been a full-time mother basically, because seeing that my children were spread when they arrived, it was like what, 22, 30, 36 years. 36 years I had been a mother responsible at any point in time for at least one child. So of course it was hard to let my wash belly go. But she will tell you about that now, I guess.
Yeah, so the decision was mainly because I knew I wanted to study something, but I wouldn't have mind being in Jamaica and studying here, because actually the universities here are really good here in Jamaica,
quality wise.
So it's not like, you know, Germany is necessarily just a better school and that's why I'm heading there now. It was more about a money situation, finances and stuff, because if I would have stayed here, I would have to take out a loan, a student loan, and then knowing how the work out here is and getting a job and the delays and whatsoever, and if you're not have links, you're not reaching a certain positions and stuff.
Plus you would have to live in Kingston as well.
Plus I would have to live in Kingston, so find an apartment and all of this stuff there.
Extra costs again.
So, or if I would have been able to, I would live on the campus, the university campus, but it was just not feasible, because just to think about how much money I'm going to put into that and having to pay that back with interest on top of it, and just knowing how the whole system here is set up, it was really just not. I would just have put myself in debt and probably make myself unhappy. So we opted for me to go to Germany. So me take up myself, you know, me, myself and I. Yeah, so I went to Germany in
Still 19 years old.
September. Yeah, I was 19, so you know, not the baby anymore.
Time to leave the nest.
But that would have been the first time I would have been on my own, basically, because we still had the apartment, of course. But the thing is, to the time when I was going over, the apartment was still rented out till the beginning of October. So beginning of October would have been free, but I left I think mid-September or something, like probably 14th or 18th of September, something like that. So I had a few days to spare, right? And then in that time I stayed with a friend first for a couple of days, and then I went over and stayed the rest of the time with my brother Nikki. And you know, I finally met the newborns, the twins and
she
stuff.
Got to see them before me.
I got to see them quite fast, because basically they were just 1 month old when I saw them. And then finally the person, you know, moved out of the apartment, and I was able to move into the apartment. So you know, girl have apartment for yourself, no girl have to fend for yourself, girl have to cook for yourself, girl have to do everything for yourself. I had to do every single thing because I was living on my own. Yes, Nicky was in the same city as me, but you know, he's not in the same household as me. So you know, I had to take on, you know, the regular responsibilities of an adult. In the beginning, of course, I got there, didn't have any money, not all, and they have the same what is it, welfare?
It's a form of welfare.
It's a form of welfare. So because I'm a citizen as well, it was quite easy for me to tell them, hey, I just got here and you know, I'm trying to study and stuff, but at the moment I don't have any money. So they signed me up for whatsoever, and then basically they took over the cost of living for me, so I could buy food and stuff like that.
And the cost of the apartment.
And the cost of the apartment, because you know, light and water, everything, and health insurance. Yes.
I mean, Germany is really good in that respect.
You're obligated to be health insured. It's mandatory. You cannot be in Germany basically and not be insured. So of course, with that comes just that, hey, you know, you're young and whatsoever, so most of the time they do accept you, but they put you in programs to make sure that you end up finding a job, so you don't stay on that program for too long. So the main reason why I also had to go into that program was because, remember, I finished school here in Jamaica, so my high school diploma and, you know, the subjects that I did, and then the sixth form, which is A-levels, I did all of that here in Jamaica, and Germany has a completely different school system.
Yeah.
So what I had to do in turn now was to get my school
grades accepted,
my certificates translated into the German school system. It's a translation, basically.
Okay.
So they had to leverage it and say this is equivalent to what in the German school system. So I had to send that into
Ministry of Education.
Yeah, some Ministry of Education place where they would translate it, and it took them a whole year to get it translated. So you know, say, girl, I have to find something to do in 1 year. So
well, you didn't know at the time.
I didn't know at the time,
but it was clear it would take some time.
Yeah, because the thing is, as well, in Germany, university starts in October. So the new school year always starts in October. So October till, what is it? I think July something, somewhere there. So because in Germany, summer holiday is only for 6 weeks, 4 weeks?
6 weeks, and it alternates too.
Yeah. But generally the school year for university especially starts in October. So I was saying, hey, I'm going over right in time to start school in October, not knowing, say, the translation is going to take so long. Because basically I got there in time. Well, not necessarily in time, because I still would have to apply and stuff, but they have like a late entry as well. But it could have worked, but my papers were just not translated at all. So as I said, I started the welfare program, and they put me in this class where they basically, I had to go there like every day for 5 days, from in the morning till like around 2 o'clock, and it was just basically a little, like a group of maybe 15 people, and all of us were just there to basically be helped to write our resumes, write job applications. They showed us job offers and stuff, and they would basically sit with us, make sure we get it done correctly and send it off. And they would basically proof check it and see if it's good or not and whatsoever, and if it's not good, they help you correct it and stuff like that.
Now mind you, Melody's situation was kind of special, because the other youths that were in those programs basically were youth that finished school but on a lower degree. They would not go study. They would like look for a place to do some apprenticeship or something,
yeah,
or do some other form of further schooling, or trying to find a job. So her situation was kind of special, because everybody knew that she was just waiting basically to start to study. So for her, that program was probably good to learn.
It was annoying.
Exactly, because actually for her situation, nothing would apply there, really. I mean, the only thing that might have helped you is how to learn how to write a resume, right? Because that is good to know. But otherwise, it was just like keeping her occupied and keeping her in the statistics, saying, oh, this young girl is in a program, so they don't have to have her as unemployed.
Yeah.
Because that is what Germany is trying to do, to keep the official unemployed numbers down. You know, so basically in order for her to be out of that statistic, she had to do that course as well, you know.
Yeah, so basically the lucky thing was that course where that office was very, very close to where I was living.
Yeah, you could like over
3 minutes out, 3 minutes walk. So
minutes,
not
I
even
think.
Probably. Well, with the stoplights, yeah.
Oh yeah, the stoplight. The stoplight would make it to 3 minutes.
Yeah, so that was pretty much what I had to do, and I found a job relatively fast. The thing is that we also have to keep in mind is when I went back to Germany in 2014, my German that I basically left off with school-wise was my 6th grade German or 7th grade German, right? 6th or 7th grade German. So after that I spoke German with mom. That's why I was able to keep it up and, you know, keep it fluent and, you know, stuff like that. But writing wise and school wise and grammar wise and whatever you still had to learn between 8th and 11th grade or 12th grade, me never get all of this, isn't it? Because I was in Jamaica at that point, so I was doing the Jamaican school system.
In English, of course. In
English, of course. So my German, grammar wise and stuff, well, not really grammar wise, but what do you call it? The written.
Yeah, well, basically, the written German.
The written German was
less than perfect, much less than perfect.
It was still stuck at a very, you know, low high school level, because 7th grade is yeah, high school level. So, you know, of course, with writing those resumes and stuff and the applications and stuff, it helped me in that sense, because I had to rethink as well again, because the way how we structure sentences in English is completely different to how we structure sentences in German. So in that sense it helped, but I got a job quite fast. I wasn't in that program very long. I was there probably like, was I there, how long was I there?
2 months or so?
Did it reach 2 months?
Or 6 weeks?
I don't know. It wasn't very long, but my job that I ended up getting was a job at a supermarket, being the cashier and stuff. So it was, some of you in America, some of you may know Aldi. I know Aljoschar has one in Fort Lauderdale.
There's more than one in Lauderdale.
Well, one me know about.
By now, I think 3 or 4 of them have by now.
But that was the supermarket that I basically started working at. They were paying very, very well for that time, and you know, me not being experienced in that field at all. But their main thing is, like, in the supermarkets, they normally want to hire people that are planning to stay for a long term. So they have this thing called Ausbildung. What is that in English?
Yeah, it's basically apprenticeship.
Apprenticeship for 3 years, a fully paid one, but you work, basically you do work and school at the same time for 3 years.
2 days, I think, in the week school.
I don't know how many.
The rest of the time you would work.
But basically you work and have school at the same time, and you get a full salary same because you're working. And then after the 3 years you would be officially hired, and of course you can do further training and stuff and eventually become manager or a franchise owner and stuff like that. So they normally seek people like that. So when I went to that job interview, I told them straight up, say, hey, I'm planning on going to university, but I would more than likely be available until next year October, so 2015 October. So he was very, you know,
supportive,
pleased with how I came across and my demeanor and stuff like that. And because he asked me a lot of questions, I told him I just got back from Jamaica and stuff like that, you know, told him what I had planned, what I was planning on studying and stuff. And basically I just laid it out on the table and made him know, say, hey, I'm not here for a long-term thing. I would be here for probably 10 months or something. And he was like really pleased with me and said, all right, you can basically start next week. And I got my uniform because we had to wear a specific shirt with the logo on it and stuff. They gave us a shirt and pants, but I never wore the pants because the pants are ugly. But I made sure that I wore the shirts. But they gave me a list because the way how they are in their supermarkets, like the fruits and veggies and stuff, they all had a number that you had to type into the system. So they wouldn't have like a barcode like the other products, because you know sometimes you just take up 2 carrot, you're not have no barcode for no carrot or anything like that. So they had specific codes that we had to type in. So they sent me home with a list with me don't know how many fruits and veggies pan there, and they say you have to learn all those codes. So I had to memorize those codes basically, right? And the funny thing is, I was there, it's like a 3-digit code, I think. Yeah, 3-digit code. So I was there like just going banana, this and that, apple, this and that, then veggies, lettuces, this and that, carrot is this and that, and then I was just there like trying to go through the fruits and veggies and trying to say the number too. Like it was like I was studying, like I'm studying at this point. But yeah, I started working, and basically at first they met me there in the main area, just stocking up the stuff to make sure I know what is in the store, of course, because you know when you're restocking the stuff, then you kind of learn the layout of the store and know, okay, drinks is over there, that is over there, snacks is over there, meat is over there, cheese is over there, whatsoever. So that's how I started. And then they pretty quickly wanted me to just do cashier work, because that's the most important thing, because people come in there all throughout the day and then just want fast service, so then just need to make sure they have good cashiers working. So I was sitting beside someone and, you know, just learning the ropes, learning what to press and stuff like that. And then when some of the stuff with the codes came in, they would ask me like, what would be the number for this? And I would be like, At first I was allowed to have the paper with me anyway, so if I didn't know, I could look on the paper and then type it in. But remember say girl no eat veggies, right? Remember that, right? Me, I don't eat vegetables, okay? So guess what happened? Me see something come down.
You don't even know what it is.
On the cashier band belt, whatever. Me look pan it and me say, what the heck is this? What the hell is this? Me look pan it, me don't know why, no. I do not know. And the funny thing is as well, when I was studying the codes, some of the words I saw, I had to Google them, because I'm like, oh, what that? And then I go up on Google and see like one artichoke or something. I don't be eating those stuff, so I don't know the name them. I've never put any interest in veggies further than lettuce, carrot and cucumber. Of course I know tomato, onion and them type of stuff, they're like the regular, but anything outside of that, me no know. So I had customers coming and like there's nothing written on them, it's just the vegetable by itself.
Even some of the fruit, like them have some kumquat or some other things sometimes.
Well, they didn't really.
I wouldn't even know those fruits.
They didn't really have any out of ordinary fruits.
Remember
like
last time we went there, we saw some fruit there. We said, no. What the heck is this? Even me, and I know quite a few.
But that was my main struggle. So imagine, and nothing else at all. It had nothing else to do with anything else. My main struggle was to decipher which vegetable that is. And I can't imagine. So sometimes they would come down and then me kind of embarrassed, no, you know, come and say, boy, I don't know what this, you know. So I would ask the customers basically, what is the name of this? And then they tell me the name, and then I look for my list and then I type in the code. Imagine me have to ask the customer what that them are buying. But they find it quite funny because me explain it to them as well. Say, hey,
I'm new.
You know, I'm new. I don't know what this is and stuff like that. But that was the hardest part. But after a while, me catch on. You know, your girl have brains. Your girl can keep things in her head. So I learned the stuff, and then in no time, me see that I'm okay.
And remember, Aldi, the cashier, them fast.
They actually encourage us to be quite fast, because I think there was some pharma system, they actually count how many products you can pass within a certain time.
Really,
so,
it's amazing.
So there was like this quota that you would have to hit, like they would want you to be in that region. So me, one time my boss end up there, and me I say, alright, boss there, he want me cash fast, me I got cash fast. So me did a whoosh 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 whoosh, everything on it. He said, oh, you're fast. So he's like, slow down. I'm like, what? That is exactly what you wanted me to do.
I mean, they are that fast that as a customer, you have actually a hard time to take the things and put them back in your trolley.
Yeah.
I saw them fast, and there's only a very small spot where they can kind of accumulate the goods. So you better be fast as a customer as well, because otherwise all your things go land on this tiny piece of metal there and probably drop down.
Well, we're not gonna drop down.
No, not really. But I mean, you better keep up with the flow. Yeah.
But I wasn't doing it all the time that fast. But me, I said, well, boss, why would you be fast? I mean, I got sure him fast, right? Like, hello, that's what you asked for. But he was just laughing about it, like, say, hey, what, you're fast, man. And then yeah, I basically did that for a few months. I got paid quite well. Because I also had a higher school certificate. Degree. I was paid more than an average person, actually, even though it didn't have anything to do with that few. But I think I got, at that time, 2014, I got like probably, it was 10 euros something per hour.
Which was good at the
when
time.
When did minimum wage
about
become 10 euro in Germany? That was way after
2018 or so.
Yeah, so I was like 4 years early with, you know, the 10 euro something. It was over 10 euro, so that was good. I also got paid vacation, not that lot, it was like probably 2 weeks or something. But yeah,
still, I mean, in America they can dream of that more in a lot of jobs, you know.
But it was definitely good, and you know, I just did my job. I went to work.
Had fun with the customers.
I actually,
as well, right?
Yeah, I had fun with some of the customers. There were some, like, what I also noticed in that time was there were like a lot of people, especially in the area that I was. There were so many people that didn't actually know the German language. Like the migrants, they like older people as well, and you could just realize they don't know nothing about the language. When I tell them how much their bill came up to, they're like, what? And then I have to turn the screen and show them, say it's like 33 euros or whatsoever. Like there was no form of communication happening, and there were quite a lot of them. But that was just one thing. I was like, why would you come to a country and not even try to learn? Because they have been there a long time already. It's not like they're new or anything. Cause the other workers, them know them for how many years. That's
why they basically now started in Germany. When people are coming there from abroad and they want to get a stay, they need to go to school. That's compulsory.
Yeah, it makes sense because.
But they just started that not too many years ago, because as she was saying, there were too many people not knowing the language at all, you know, and that causes a problem sometimes.
Yeah, to me that is ridiculous to go somewhere and
you should
not
be
trying
open-minded enough to learn the language,
yeah,
you know.
Because at the end of the day, you're staying in that country, so you know, put in a little effort to, you know, try to get along easier in that
even to a
area.
degree where you understand prices, where you nobody expects you to speak fluently or anything, but at least that you can have a minimum basic communication.
So yeah, I pretty much did my job, had fun. You know, whenever I had to get stuff from the supermarket, I would just do it after work quick, you know. Get the stuff them after work, so I didn't have to make any extra trips to the supermarket, which was good.
Spares a lot of time.
I actually
get any percentage there, by the way, or
I don't think
to
so.
pay normal prices?
Yeah, I think we paid normal prices.
Because in a lot of other areas you would get percentage too.
I can't recall. Maybe there were percentages, but not a lot.
No, but
maybe I don't remember. But I also had to take the bus to work every single time. Just 3 bus stops I had to pass, but you know, still had to do it. And yeah, that was pretty much my beginning stage of being in Germany, you know, being on my own, doing everything by myself.
The rest
then
will be told, I guess, later, right?
Well, first in that time, yeah, but in that time I was, you know, pretty much like on the weekends, that is when I would go to visit Nikki and the kids. Like that was basically in the week, if me not work, especially because we even worked, the only day we were closed was Sundays. In Germany, they don't open shops on Sundays.
Always closed on Sundays.
So if I had the time, I would, you know, visit Nikki probably on one of my day off or something. So that was pretty much my new life up there, all by myself. And yeah, it was a good transition so far, so I can't complain. But the rest of, because I spent a total of 5 years up there, so you know, say whatever
some more is supposed to come.
Yeah, I will tell at a later date, because pretty much in that year and beginning of 2015 I was just working, so that was my main thing. Nothing special really happened otherwise from that. But in the time where I was gone, and you know, me break my heart, wash belly gone, and
no, it didn't break my heart. No, but it was a bit hard, of course, you know.
Me make our immune system go down too.
Oh really? That wasn't your mistake.
A joke. But
yeah, because what happened? Barely was this girl in Germany when I woke up one morning and I could not move. My whole body was in pain. Even when I woke up and I wanted to get up, I couldn't even get up. It was like, what? Now, of course, I was prepared, because remember I told you last time that at that point in time, chikungunya or chick-V had entered Jamaica. And it looked like I caught it. So, I mean, I am not exaggerating. For me to come out of that bed just to use the bathroom, it took me about 3 minutes. I mean, I had to go like, I was on my back. I had to go like very, very slow to turn over. Then I had a hard time sitting up. And then to get up from the bed, I mean, I was sitting already, just to get up, I had to call Richie to pull me up, you know. I could not get up. And basically I tried to do some steps to go to reach the bathroom. It was like, what? Everything, I mean, my entire body was hurting excruciatingly. So I said, all right, fine, now you catch that damn virus as well, you know. And it turned out actually that I hardly know anybody who did not catch that virus in 2014. The official numbers are not really that high, because I just looked it up not too long ago, and the health department got some numbers in the 5,000 something. But I personally, just by observation, can tell you it was way up higher. And I saw one statistic one time as well, where it was over 200,000 people at least catching that virus. Now, it is transmitted through mosquitoes. That is why it is explainable that so many people caught it, because we, of course, everywhere on the island we have plenty mosquitoes, especially in the evening. And this chickpea is really not a killer in itself. I mean, you will have the symptoms and you will suffer. And as I was saying already, chikungunya is an African word. I don't know which of the African languages, and basically means like walking like an old man. Because what you do, you cannot straighten up. You cannot, it's impossible. I mean, you're slouching. Literally slouching and walking like one step at a time for the first few days. You have a fever. Some people got a rash. I luckily did not get the rash, but some people did, and badly too, which was itching and everything. And so basically, I mean, the whole island got hit so hard that most of the people were in bed for a while. You would go to places, even in the schools, classes were half empty. It was a real epidemic at that point in time. It was not for like COVID now that has lasted since a good while. It was like the peak time lasted maybe 4 months all in all. It started slowly, then went up, and then the peak time was around the time basically where I caught it as well. Marcia caught it and her family. I mean, Mayumi did have it before with her rheumatic fever without even knowing that she had it. But the main problem with chikungunya at that time was that it in itself, it would not kill you, but it had the effect. If you had previous sicknesses as diabetes, high blood pressure, cancer, some whatever else you might have had, there was a high possibility that it would worsen that condition. So what actually happened in the time is that in the amount of about 2,500 people died of the after effects of chikungunya, which is, they call it excess death. Compared to the years before, that year we would have 2,500 deaths more than usually. And now interesting, if you compare to 2.5 years of COVID, in 2.5 years of COVID, we only had 3,160 deaths, excess death. Now, can you imagine in that short period of time that really chikungunya was on the island? Basically, we had then, you could say, more deaths than for COVID on the island. I found that extremely interesting. But nobody did any big deal about it. Was it, well, we have to go through it.
It didn't affect the whole world.
It just affected the Caribbean, actually. It was not only Jamaica neither. It affected the Caribbean, so obviously the Caribbean is not interesting enough. But I mean, I found that, especially when COVID hit now, and I saw the numbers, and I said, but that's less than chikungunya at the time. What we got in Jamaica. I mean, Jamaica was pretty lucky too, we have to say. But right now, I think all in all, in 2.5 years, we had 151,000 cases, of which most of them are healed. I just looked it up today. We have 49,000 cases active, which is actually more than when COVID first started and they locked down the entire island. A lot more. But I mean, basically, you don't even hear nothing from COVID anymore, and chikungunya has been gone since 2015. Then a few months into 2015, died down, and we haven't had that problem since. But I mean, I found it extremely interesting because you heard here and there, oh my God, see, my friend died because he had diabetes, and suddenly the diabetes went completely out of order. Or some people who were on remission, suddenly the cancer returned with a vengeance and killed them in no time. And a lot of stories you would hear about, oh my God, yeah, they came over the chikungunya, but you know. So I personally think that that virus was extremely dangerous. Lucky thing nobody here knew, actually. We just took it as you would take a flu virus or anything else. But hearing the stories throughout the time and after was pretty gruesome. So when it finally died down, all of us were very happy that it did. And as I said, let's knock on wood, it will hopefully never happen again. But that was really happening in 2014 mostly, and as I said, a lot. I mean, I could almost say everybody I knew at that time caught it. Whereas COVID, I know maybe 10 people in my environment that caught it. So it was a huge difference. I don't want to diminish COVID, don't get me wrong, you know, because it was or is still a very dangerous thing. But comparatively, you could almost say for Jamaica, chikungunya was a lot more dangerous. So basically we are now at the end of 2014. She told
Did you come
stuff.
up that year to work?
Yeah, I did.
Oh.
I came, yeah, I went in November as usual. I went to Germany, could see back my baby.
And see, our wash belly go, she nearly get paralyzed. I'm shocked. But yeah, if you came back in
I always came in November because
I was working at that time already, right?
Yeah, you were. Yeah.
Because I didn't work on the Christmas market that time.
No, I was there alone. You were working there,
okay.
But at least I could see my baby.
Yes, for 2 months.
Yeah, because I always stay
something.
about 7-8 weeks when I went over and make a little money.
So I wasn't all by myself for too long. But
yeah.
But then after that, I was really by
Alone
myself.
again. Exactly. So we reach, by the end of the year now. So I guess next story time we are going on with the next year. Let's see what's
guys,
happening there.
Oh no, please don't come tease me about me not knowing the veggies, okay? Oh no, don't tease me. I'm sorry, I don't eat them, so I was never interested in them, so I never
No, and some of them you wouldn't believe, but some of them the Germans wouldn't know them neither. I mean, not that they are not German veggies, but you know how many people don't know certain things. It's
not even that, it's just that probably on top of everything else, like the German name that they have for it is also different. You know, a factor that plays into that. So because when I Google some of them, I say, oh, that. So that's a weird ass name. But yeah,
I mean, seeing that they have quite a wide variety of choices in
like literally, at least the list that I had to learn was at least probably, I would say, at least between 70 to 100 items. Because they have a lot of stuff.
Yeah, they do. They have
and they have different type of tomato. Then you have to know which tomato this, which tomato that.
Different type of sweet pepper.
Different type of sweet pepper.
Different type of Irish.
Different type of onion. So, uno must can understand. Say, for me, who was not veggie girl, you know, having to, and to
this
day,
to tease you, you know that
even
already.
to this day, me throw out all of that out of me. So if me see back some of them, even sometime now when we go to Germany and I see a veggie, I'm like, what is this? So I just won't learn until I actually, you know, start eating them myself, probably.
Which will probably never happen.
It will happen one day. I'm optimistic.
Oh, you are only 27 now.
I'm optimistic. Okay.
It's supposed to happen.
I'm optimistic. It will happen one day.
Well, I should be optimistic. You should be realistic.
I'm optimistic, guys. So this is pretty much it for today's story time. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. And guys, remember, we're trying to get your girl as close to 50k by the 13th of November as we can. So I want to share, take on a family member their phone and just subscribe for me, please. And thank you for always tuning in and continuously supporting our channel and story time. And we will see you guys in our next video. Bye.